make an adult cake today. It's a bourbon and pecan chocolate cake, and I'm going to start with melting my chocolate and my butter. So I have a double boiler, or a mock-up of a double boiler, which is a saucepan with some water in it, a bowl. I have 4 ounces of unsalted butter and 4 ounces of bittersweet chocolate, and I'm going to go ahead and melt that. I'm also going to stir in 2 tablespoons of bourbon. And then I'm going to set that aside to cool. The next step is 3 egg whites, and you're going to beat that with a 1/3 cup of sugar. And beat that until stiff peaks form. So I think we're just about there. Took a couple of minutes to beat. And as you can see, the white is holding its shape. It's stiff but not dry. And we're going to put that aside. I have 2 bowls, so I'm going to use this bowl for the egg yolks, which is next. So we have 3 egg yolks. And you can use the same beater. It doesn't matter that there's a little bit of white on there, that's fine. So I'm going to put the other 1/3 cup of sugar with 3 egg yolks and whip that until it makes like a ribbon shape. So here's the yellow after you whip it with the sugar. It's 3 egg whites and a 1/3 cup of sugar. And it's really thick and forms like a ribbon on itself, as you can see. So this is perfect. I'm going to go ahead and do the next step. So I put my 1/2 cup sifted and then measured cake flour into a bowl, and I'm going to blend in 2/3 cup of finely ground up pecans. Then I'm going to fold in my melted chocolate mixture into my eggs, my egg yolks. Whoops. So I've got 4 ounces of bittersweet chocolate, 4 ounces of unsalted butter, and 2 tablespoons of bourbon. I'm blending that, or folding it rather, into my egg yolk and sugar mixture. So I want to be careful not to fold too much. I really like to fold in a big bowl, so I'm going to move my folded mixture into my big bowl here before I do the final step. And the final step is the egg whites and the flour pecan mixture, which get folded into the yellow and the chocolate. I'm going to add a little bit of the flour. And the whole idea here is to fold it gently so that you don't bust up all the air bubbles. You want to keep this nice and light. And you're going to do that in 3 additions. This is going to be really good. I'm going to actually use a chocolate glaze over this cake once it's done. And then for one more final fold, I turn the bowl while I'm folding. And we're just about there. Don't want to work it too much. That's about it right there. And I've got an 8-inch pan that I already prepared. It's got Crisco and it's got flour. And I like to do a little extra thing where I put wax paper fitted into the pan just to make absolutely sure it doesn't stick. Okay, so there's my wax paper. And I'm going to just pour that right in there. This is a 1-layer cake. And this is a new recipe for me. I'm just experimenting here. I'm hoping that it's going to be a good one. Go ahead and get all that goodness in there. Okay, I'm going to bake it at, well, it calls for a 330-degree oven. My oven is a little on the high side, so I put it down to 300. So here's the cake after it comes out of the oven. It looks a little like it fell, and it has a layer of like a crusty layer on it. I'm hoping when I turn it over and when I cut into it that there'll be a nice moist cake inside. I took the cake and I flipped it over onto some wax paper, and it feels really moist. It smells delicious. And I took all the crumbly, crusty stuff, and I'm going to just hang on to that because I might be able to actually use that. So, and it tastes, the crusty stuff is actually really good. It's very like, oh, it's like a meringue, like a macaroon actually. So I think we're going to have a good cake here. I'm going to make a ganache and cover that with a ganache. This is just a little streak of the white. Now the recipe does call for sprinkling additional bourbon on there, so they say 2 to 4, so I'm going to put 3. Just going to sprinkle that on there. So for the bourbon pecan cake, I'm going to make a chocolate glaze. So I've got my double boiler, which is a pan with some water in it and a bowl. And I'm going to just put my chocolate, 6 ounces of chocolate, bittersweet chocolate, and 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, plus 2 teaspoons and 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to go ahead and take that pan or that bowl off of the double boiler because I can stir it now and it'll melt because the pan is pretty hot. Okay, so I have my cake. It's actually frozen. I like to work with frozen cakes or cold cakes, and in this case, frozen is good. I'm going to put this chocolate glaze, and it's going to harden pretty quickly. This is mostly just for taste testing, so I'm not that concerned about what it looks like, but I'll try to make it look good. I have a spatula, and I put my cake on a pan so that if the glaze runs over, I can save that glaze. I can scoop it back up and use it. Ideally, you would have a rack underneath this, but believe it or not, I don't have a rack in my house. I'm going to go ahead and pour that on and just let it go over the edges. It looks really good. I'm going to help it along. Very nice. Just going to go around the edges, try to make it look pretty.